Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today is March Planner Setup video. I am so excited to be setting up for March. I cannot believe it's the third month of 2025. I've been saying that in the past couple of videos, but it still is true. February just flew by. January was a little bit slower. February was really quick. We'll see what March is like. I do have several planners with me. I actually have my Frankenplanner. Then I have two planners, two big planners right here, which we will talk about. And then on this side, one fell down. I have 5 classic size planners. And so these 5, I will be Frankenplanning into this one, and then I will talk through these 2 big planners. In fact, I'm going to do that first just to get them out of the way and off of my desk. I have 2 big size happy planners that I use for business or work related purposes. I have my actual full-time job, my work planner, and then I have my social media planner, which I consider kind of a side hustle since I do make some money from it. So let's get into my big work planner first. So this is set up right now with all of my old, current, and future pages. I just love this cover sheet. I was using in 2024, I was using a big dashboard layout, and so the pages look like this. And so again, it was 2024, it was a current planner for 2024, but I did not use all of the pages. And so for 2025, I've just basically been redating the pages that I haven't been using. So just as an example here, I just redated this page. I haven't actually filled it out, you guys. It's been really busy at work. Actually, I don't know why I haven't filled it out. Like, it hasn't been so busy that I haven't filled it out. I just have not filled it out. Like, we're like, I don't know, like it's already like right here, but I haven't filled it out at all. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I do have it already set up right now for 2025, like with the redating. As you can see here, this is March. And what I've been doing, is again, just saving old pages that I haven't used. So this was an example of that where I didn't write on the front side of it, but I did write on the back of it. So this is the front and this is the back that I didn't use. And so I'm actually going to tape this together so there are 2 pages now, right? And it will be the 3rd through the 9th, and there's the back. Right now, just to describe what I do with my work planner, I do use it front and back. So this is March 10th through the 16th. These would be the tasks and the notes for March 10th through the 16th. And what I have also been doing is moving into a daily page for my work planner. This is also an outdated planner. It's a daily on one page. It is from Tool, T-U-L, and I've had this since, you can see, 2021, and it's just a daily on a page. So I use these to mark out my meetings and also just to jot my to-do list, just because I'm starting to have a lot of meetings and a lot of notes that I'm taking. Actually, I haven't been for the past maybe 2 weeks. It hasn't been so busy. I feel like it's a little bit more in a routine, so I may just kind of use it as needed. Definitely in February, I was just I need it every single day. It is bananas busy, but we'll see in March. But I definitely have the plan to use my big pages, definitely track meetings. I normally put my work hours there. I use this back page. Again, this is for the 10th, but for the 17th through the 23rd, I would put tasks and big projects that I'm working on in these sections. And then I would go in here and use the daily pages to, if I have a very heavy meeting day, I use a page and then I take notes from the meetings, different action items that come from the meetings. That's kind of how I do it. All right, so that is my work planner. Okay, next up is my social media planner. And again, same kind of setup as the as my work planner, except I actually just went through and did an update of this one. I'm actually going to do a flip through, a shorter separate flip through of this. Let me just show you what I'm going to be using. So in 2024 and in 2025, I have basically been trying to use up my teacher layout pages, and so I have several big teacher layouts, and so I've actually started decorating it. Again, I will do a slower flip through of this, but it's a teacher layout that I redate across the top, which you would have to do anyway for a teacher layout because the dates are normally down the side. And I don't think okay, so they're normally down the side like this, and so I did redate across the top. And so again, these are basically outdated, but even if it were current, I would still have to redate because I like to have the 7 days. And I use the social media planner to track my YouTube videos when I record, when I upload, edit, publish. I track my Instagram post. I do have a couple of PR positions, so I track when I post for that and when announcements come out for anything planner related. I also note that in here. This is just kind of like my planner for my planners and for my social media. So that is that. That was a very straightforward flip through. Okay, and now we're going to get into the fun. I have here my Frankenplanner. Now, this should be familiar to you because this is the same Frankenplanner, like skeleton, that I set up very early on in January and said this was going to be my skeleton for 2025. I actually do love this setup. I did in February move to a like work plus life planner. So this one, and it's the same setup, but I actually don't really like the work plus life planner as an everyday carry just because it doesn't fold backwards on itself. And so I think I am going to just continue moving my pages into this Frankenplanner that I set up as my skeleton. So this was what I used for January. I just showed you February, and now March moving forward we will use this. I might give it a refresh in terms of changing out the covers and things like that, but for right now I'm still okay with like this like plum color. I prefer this color. It's my favorite color. It was my wedding color, all that fun stuff. So going into it, just to show you, I basically left everything the same. So there's one divider here that says annual, and it's all of my reference pages from multiple different planners or just pages that don't belong anywhere else. And so I have in here my sticky note dash because I didn't use that in January or February. So I didn't use it as much in January, so for February I didn't want to put it into the Work Plus Life Planner. And then I do have in here my 2025 yearly overview pages, which I don't use really anymore. Then I have my dividers in here, so there's a catch-all. This is the top tab for my catch-all. Then I have my, it's not labeled, oh I must have switched it out. The next one is my health. Just have a random, that should be taken out. I have my health with its top tab. Then I have growth with its top tab. Then I have family with its top tab. And then lastly, I have budget. All right, so I have a random sticky note here. I'll take that one off as well. Budget. All right, so budget I am changing. In January, I decided that keeping two separate budget planners, like an expense tracker and a like budget by category planner, that was a little bit too much. So I'm changing this one to be my faith, because the other issue I realized in January, February is that I'm not in my faith planner as much as I should be. So you can see some of this when I do my flip throughs of my January and February flip throughs. So definitely look for those videos on my channel. I just talk about like the struggle with like keeping up with multiple planners. I mean, that's always going to be an issue if I have multiple planners, but in particular, my faith planner was just kind of on the back burner. And I think that one of the biggest reasons is because it was a completely separate planner. I have a whole different kind of faith planner setup. I have a tote and all of those things. And so I just wasn't using it. All right, so these are actually my budget notes. I need to take these out. You guys, I just was not using it in January to the point where I didn't even take them out. Okay, so I'll take this out and file it with my budget planner. Right, but now it is basically all of my dividers still. I have my yearly overview pages from the beginning, and then my sticky note dash, and those will stay in there. And one thing before we get into it is I do have my top tabs. I have 4, and I do have 5 sections in here, including my faith, and so I do need a 5th divider, and I'll show you kind of how I did it in my February setup, and I'll do the same thing here. I just need some way to get to my faith planner quickly, so I'll show you that. But I do use these 4 top tabs in backwards order, so instead of doing 1 2 3 4, I do 1 2 3 4, just because I find it easier to flip to my catch-all using the one that's furthest out, and same for the rest. So very long intro into my skeleton. What we're going to do now is I have a stack of these 5 planners to the side, right? These were the 5 planners that I just talked about, and it's basically just transferring them over and telling you what I'm using in each section. So this is kind of in random order. I don't have them, well, I guess I could do it in order. Okay, so let's just do it in order. I'm pulling them out of the stack in order. All right, so the first one is my personal or my catch-all. So for my catch-all, what I use are basically 2 planners. It's a Frankenplan system. What I have is a monthly layout. Let me get to it. That is a current planner. It's, I think, the only current planner. I think it's the only current planner in my lineup right now. So it's a current planner. Oh, actually, no, my faith. All right, so this one and my faith. All right, so this is a current planner. I do actually, this is the only planner where I use the monthly spread, and so I will decorate this page. And then I have this dashboard section, which I don't really use for anything. I do transfer all of my tasks that are still pending from my daily pages to here. And so you'll see that, especially in the flip throughs, is I think a little bit more obvious there. And then you have all of the task pages for there. There's 2 notes pages, which I haven't been using for anything. I don't use the currently page. And then it goes into my daily pages. Now these daily pages are again TUL. Again, they're super old, I think from 2020 or 2021. They were initially letter size. So across the top here had like the date and a small calendar. And then of course it was letter size. So what I did was just cut off the date part and trimmed it down the margin to be 7 by 9.25, just to make it classic size. And so that is in here. And I do have it pretty much through, I'm pretty sure I did this all the way through April. So I have all of the March pages in here. And it is a daily on 2 page. Down this side, it has a daily schedule. It starts at 6:30 and this last time is 10:30. So it goes 6:30 to 11 p.m. basically. And I use right here just to like put my big events and log the different things that I'm doing during the day. And then I normally have a section that's a task list, either here or here or here, just a task list. And then I have all the extra spots will be for journaling. So again, I mentioned earlier that I will, on these daily pages, like during the day, as I think of things I need to do, I'll write them here. But if I don't complete it that day, so if I don't complete it March 31st for any of the tasks here, I will go back here into these pages and write down all of those tasks. That way there's a single spot where all of my pending tasks, the tasks that I didn't complete, are listed. So I'm not like writing it over and over and over again, because daily pages, it can kind of be tedious if you're writing it over and over all the time, like for weeks and months at a time. All right, so we're gonna get these pages out then, and we're gonna go here to my catch-all. Actually, I need to go ahead and put it for the first. I have been thinking I need to get some extra dividers for my personal section, just because the monthly is okay. I can definitely get the tab and get there, but I'd like to have a tab for my where my pending tasks are, and then I need the tab for my daily page. But that's all right. It's not too much effort to flip back and forth. It just is effort, So anything that I can do to like kind of reduce the friction is helpful. All right, I probably pulled way too much there. All right, we're gonna get that in there. And I am excited about setting up March too. So I'm hoping to get a March monthly spread video up in the next day or two. So be on the lookout for that one. Okay, so those were my 2 planners for my personal catch-all planner. All right, so that is now done. All right, now we're gonna move to this second or the third tab of my second planner, which is going to be my food log. Okay, and so that is going to be this one. And what I use for my health log or my food log is going to be basically random pages. All right, so I have to get to where the random pages kind of start. Okay, so they kind of are like right here. And then I have these like random sheets. They're to the point now where they don't make a full 2-page spread, but I think, let me see what we've got here. So it's just like a single page here. I think I need to get to the point of using these pages though. So I'm going to pull, oh, it says March. How nice. Okay, well definitely I want to use that. Okay, so I'm going to pull these first. I don't want to pull the one that I've used. Okay, so I'm going to pull like these sheets. There were, I think, 3 of them. So this one, I could write on the back of that for sure. All right, so I'm going to pull this one and then this one. All right, and actually I had a thought. So I could very easily take this page, just kind of repunch it for this side. Yeah, I might just do that just to be able to get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And I mean, it's a little bit annoying, but I might do that. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll put this page at the very back as like a potential last week if I need that. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so this will be for basically the first week of March. And get that in here. All right, actually need to move my divider, my top tab divider. All right, so we'll put that there. right? Then I'll put in the actual pages that say March, so that's one less thing that I have to white out, right? And I like to have the entire month, so I'll probably need to add another week or two. No, I might not. Okay, so that is now done then. Again, horizontal pages, outdated, and completely random, as you can see here. But what I do is just, white out the date and redate if I need to. And then I just track my food and physical health symptoms. So mostly it's like, I would say 90% just tracking my food, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks I have, any drinks that I consume. I'll just make note of those here. And if I have headaches or like any kind of like GI issues, I'll note those here too, but mostly like it's food. So that's what I do with that. I like to keep that separate. Just, I don't know what I eat. I tend to eat a lot, so it gets really messy in my catch-all. That's kind of the reason why I do that. But it's definitely not necessary to have a whole separate planner for that. All right, my next planner is going to be my personal growth planner. This order, by the way, is just the one that I established in the beginning of 2025, and I've just been using it just because it's been making sense for me. Okay, so for March, I'm using the same thing that I've been using pretty much all 2025 until I run out of pages, and that is an outdated Simply layout. This one is coming out of order. I've already decorated it, but this video won't actually be posted until probably tomorrow. But I did decorate it. I did decide to record my decorating of it, but it is a Simply layout planner. I'll show you one that's kind of like empty. So it looks like this, where it's the dashboard minus the left hand side, so it's just like the blocks with the dates in it. And so this has been working really well for me. What I use this section for are my chores. Then I do mark in boxes all of my leadership or volunteer events, and then in the extra spaces I've tried to do some journaling about my goals for 2025. My word of the year is bloom, and so I'll journal about like how I'm trying to grow in various areas of my life. I haven't been great about that, I'll just tell you that, but I've been trying. So again, I did decorate it, and I'll have a separate video showing you the decorating of it. That'll be, like I said, I think it'll be tomorrow. I just decorated a little bit out of order, just because I felt like decorating, and then I was like, well, since I'm decorating, I might as well just sit down and record it. And I haven't recorded it quite yet. I've never recorded one of the personal growth plan with me's, so I just thought I needed one. All right, so I put my top tab divider in its correct location for the beginning of March. So now we can move forward. All right, the next one is my family. Now for family, I again use an outdated planner, and this one actually is kind of bad because I don't have the tabs. I don't know where I'm starting. All right, I have a bunch of like extra dividers that I've just been saving, and I think, all right, I think this is it. I haven't, well, this one says April. Let me try to find a different month. This one says May. Okay. I'm just going to pull a different month. The reason for that is because next month when I get into April, it'd be nice to not have to redate a month. So I am going to, this one says June. I'm trying to see if I have like a March. Okay, I don't. All right, so I'm going to go in here to the September months. All right, it's an outdated planner. It in fact originally was coil bound, so you can see I uncoiled it. I have a couple of other like vertical layout pages in here too from different planners. Again, a total mix, and I have so many vertical layout pages, so that's definitely not the end of it. But this is an old planner. You can see I actually used it, but I must not have used the other side, right? So I am a frugal person, and I will save it because now I will actually use this page, right? So if I use one side, I will save it to be able to use the other side, right? But this is like I said, you can see totally random mix of outdated vertical layout pages. I do try to keep them like where the spread looks the same, so you can see this spread. Let me put it on the other side of the divider. This spread is, matching. So that I definitely try to do that, but I do undate it and redate it for use. And what I use this for is kind of like a creative journal. Actually, I tend to like over decorate in the sense of like it's not functional decorating, it's definitely decorative decorating with lots of stickers. And then I just keep track of text messages, any major milestones, events that my family and friends are engaging in. I'll go on Facebook and just I'm not a huge Facebook user, but like the first few like posts, I'll just pull notes from those things and say, oh, one of my friends is, she just had a baby, for example. That actually came like a month or two ago. I didn't even realize she was pregnant, you guys. So she was pregnant, she had her baby. Yeah, like, so I made note of that. And definitely I should put a note also to like reach out to her and give her a gift, but I did not do that. But I just make note of those big type of milestones from Facebook, and definitely anything from text messages that I receive, I note those in here, right? And so I have these pages, and you can see like this is an example of these two pages. I've already used it, so I would basically just tape that together, and it would just be, you know, where I didn't use one side of it, right? But I didn't use the inner side, but it's matched up well enough where I could just flip the page. If it's taped down, it feels like it's not even, you know, it would just be seamless, right? So I have those pages in here and told you what I use that for, right? And then this last one is my faith, right? Which is a brand new addition to my Frankenplanner. This is the first month that I've actually had it officially in my Frankenplanner. And so for my faith, I do use a current planner. So it says, you can see here, March 2025. Again, I don't use the monthly spread. So it is the new faith layout. I got this planner on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and you know, I wish I could use it, and I really want to. So in March, I'm going to try. But what I do here is write out the verse of the day from the YouVersion Bible app. And then I use these blocks just kind of like they say, okay, so this one's simple joys and gratitude, scripture on my heart, prayers and praises. I do use the daily trackers. Right now, I've gone down to basically doing one, which is my daily Bible reading plan, Biblica, where I'm reading through the entire Bible. It's not chronological or anything like that. In fact, it mixes it up to where there's an Old Testament, a New Testament, and then something from Proverbs or Psalms, which I really like that. And so in this section, I normally track which Old Testament, which New Testament, and which Proverbs and Psalms we're reading through in that. So that's what I use this section for. And then here is pretty much like an empty space. I can journal, I can put stickers. I should probably go in here and decorate, just because I feel like without the decoration, I'm just not as excited to be in there, right? And so again, this is the first time I've put it into my faith, officially into my Frankenplanner. But I will say, you know, I did actually include my February in my February Frankenplanner. It just wasn't officially set up that way. So I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like, because I need some stuff from here, right? So I'll have to blur out some of this, but like this is an envelope with my pin loop attached, right? And I normally keep this at the very back of my planner. And because I'm missing that 5th tab to divide my faith section, I have actually been using this to mark out where I am in the faith planner, and that's been working out fine. I do also like to keep envelopes in here just to be able to add Sunday school notes, or like all the arts and crafts that the girls, my daughters, do during Sunday school. So I need to add envelopes in here. I don't have that set up right now, but that's pretty much all for my planners. I do have in my February Frankenplanner, and I actually will go ahead and move it in January going into more February. I didn't move them, and it just sat in my January planner for ages. I will move them back for my February flip through. Basically, you know, that's just how life is as a content creator. But I have in these beginning like annual pages, I have my dearest reader, just basically a cover page with my name, right? Then I have my word of the year, which is bloom, right? Then I just have this. It's a post-it note that I use to draw lines on like a vertical layout. So I have that, right? And those actually in January, they were in front of my sticky note dash. So I'm going to do the same thing where it's in front of my sticky note dash, right? Then it was my sticky note dash. So I'm going to leave it. I just like it to be in the same order. I know it's my own specified order, so I can do whatever I want, but right. Then after the sticky note dash is this envelope. And this is a similar envelope to the one that I used for my faith planner that I mentioned just a little while ago. But this one actually holds a ton of washi dots that I've cut off the roll, and then all of my materials to redate. And in fact, I just don't need that much, right? So I need that. I need this sheet, and then this I am going to actually move out into my personal catch-all. That's what I use it for, is to redate my daily pages. And the washi dots they were meant to like mark stuff on my personal catch-all monthly. So I just don't need like the whole entire pack. So that slims it down quite a bit. So I'm going to move that over here. Hopefully you can see everything. I put this one sideways, but it works for me. Okay, then over here, right, it's the same literally the same calendar, but one is for 2025, right? You can see that. And then this set is for 2026. In fact, I really should get rid of the 2025. I talked about in some of my deep dive videos where, I mean, I am moving. I've already started using a micro. Like, I have a different system for tracking 2025 events, and so I don't like to duplicate it, right? All right, and then that's pretty much it. Let me just do a quick scan in here. These are like the second tab, and it starts into my February catch-all. All right, so I don't think I need to move anything else. Probably the only other things I would move in here are like these cover sheets, and in fact, I'll just go ahead and move them. Why not? No, I'll leave them. All right, I'll leave them. All right, so I'm going to leave these, right, these cover sheets that I kind of put together to keep it pretty cute, right? Because otherwise it looks like this. So I'll move that after I do the flip through, but we are all set up now. I literally just moved my envelope for the faith section and then the beginning pages, all right? And so now here's a quick flip through of my Frankenplanner, right? With my annual pages, again, my hello page, my word of the year, all right, sticky note dash, my washi dot and holidays envelope, and then my 2025-2026 perpetual calendars. Then going into the first planner section, the second tab, but first planner section, I have my catch-all, which I do use this monthly. I don't use this page for anything, and I use these task lists to track pending tasks. I also have the daily pages back here all the way through March 31st. All right, the next planner is my health log / food log. I do need to convert this, all right? That's on the list of things to do, is to make that, you know, converted so that way I can see the spread, right? But I have outdated horizontal pages that I use to track my food. Then going into personal growth, I do have the Simply layout that I use to track my volunteer events and house chores, totally random, and journaling about goals. It does triple duty. All right, and then here is my friends and family planner that I use an outdated vertical for, and again, just text messages, milestones from my family and friends. And then last but not least, it's going to be my faith planner, which I use the new faith layout. Let me turn the page, someone's got glare. But it's the new faith layout that I use to, you know, journal and track my reading of the Bible. All right, so that is where we are. I'll show you what it looks like. It's getting, I mean, it sits fine on the classic size discs, but over the, you know, over the month as I add stickers, it does tend to bulk up. So I'm considering, you know, upgrading to expander discs, but I think it's also okay. I think it's fine for it to kind of like ebb and flow in terms of size. So that's where we are. So I did set up this planner. I also walked you through my social media planner as well as my work planner. This kind of setup right here. And so that is all. Fairly long video, but you know, setup videos do take a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video. Bye guys.